It's SuperStarcraftBros!
Platinum Thursday.
Let's go! Woo-hoo. ZvP?
Yep, this is our first game we're doing, sent in by the fans. It's an older game, so it's before the most recent upgrade.
Season 7, right?
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Alright, well it's on Korhal Compound, which is, as everyone knows, has been removed from the map pool for Season 8.
Yep.
We have a ZvP, our fan who sent in the video, our replay rather, is Johnnyboi.
Yep.
And his opponent in the blue corner is our Protoss player, SolidZ.
Yep.
Alright, I'm looking forward to some Platinum games because Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were less than desirable.
Yeah, hopefully this one will be pretty entertaining.
I hope so. You sound louder and more cheerful, so I think this will be a good game.
Hope so.
And just in case you forgot who the voices are, I am Jay.
And I am Iron Sparks.
Alright, let's get into this. Nothing really to commentate on yet, so let's see. Is there any gaming news?
I don't think so.
Alright. Do you have any news? Alright.
When do you think we're going to be seeing one of my games up here?
I don't know. Maybe this weekend?
No.
Alright, so it looks like our Protoss player is choosing to do Forge Expand first, and Johnnyboi looks like he did a 13 pool.
Yep.
Alright. Kind of an odd switch of circumstances to have the Protoss expanding first, but Johnnyboi does have his drone heading out to scout it.
Well, it is a bigger map, so the Protoss might expect that he'll have some time to set up this expansion.
Yeah, even if if he had done like an 8 or even a 10 pool, I think Johnnyboi would have taken out that. But it looks like he's going to stall that Nexus from going down for a little bit, even though SolidZ doesn't even have enough resources yet for the Nexus.
Well, you usually do get that cannon down before you throw it on the Nexus, so you have that protection. Not even usually, sometimes you can see a gateway go down as well as the cannon.
It is a little odd that the cannon isn't behind a building, but
unless he plans on building like the gateway out front over here.
Alright, we have a fast Roach Warren down for Johnnyboi.
I know Johnnyboi is a fan of Spanishiwa.
Spanishiwa build?
However, he also knows that Roaches do pretty well against Protoss.
Pretty well? Roaches own against Protoss.
I know, that's all he has to build when we play.
Still interesting that he isn't choosing to kind of give a little protection to that cannon, but I like the wall off. Maybe he'll throw another cannon or two behind.
Yeah, I'd like to see a cannon right here, maybe right here.
Yeah, I'd agree right there, just so they can get a little bit more protection. But with Roaches, it's not really going to matter, because they have the range attack.
That's true.
So let's see. Johnnyboi is still sticking to one extractor. Supply looks good, so we'll probably see a couple Roaches coming out, perhaps after that larva. This might even be a timing push with Roaches, maybe.
He's waiting for this larva to finish popping before building anything.
He has a ton of minerals and gas stocked up right now.
So I'm very curious about what he's going to do. The lava does pop, and he is getting a bunch of Roaches out.
The lava popped?
Larva popped.
Alright. Nexus is finishing up for SolidZ, along with another cannon, and is that his cyber?
Yeah.
He's making like a hallway entrance.
I really don't agree with his cannon placement.
I don't agree with the cyber or the cannon being out there. I like the wall where he kind of scooped it to the Nexus. It definitely forces units to do a wraparound.
Unless you take out this pylon.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because if you just get the Roaches right down here, they might not even be hit by this cannon.
No, they'll definitely be hit. It's definitely in range of the cannon, but it's practically, I don't know. He's going to lose the functionality of the Forge if that cannon goes up. I mean, the pylon goes down. So we'll see. We have Roaches moving on up from Johnnyboi's base. He's expanding behind this push as well.
Which is good, because he's not just doing it all-in.
Yes, and I think that this pack of Roaches is going to do a substantial amount of damage.
And he is upgrading to his lair tech.
Alright, that probe just spotted that pack of Roaches. They're going to go for that pylon. Nope. They're going to go for the pylon first. And then I bet they're going to... Oh, we have a little bit of micro. He moves that damaged Roach around, trying to get another hit off with it.
It's supply block SolidZ.
And he does, and he's going to move into the natural, and it's going to be Om-Nom time. An appetizer to today's probes.
Only gets a few of his probes, however, he does force some stops of mining, moving them over. kills the rest of the ones that are left behind.
I think he actually might get that Nexus.
Well, he's not really sending units in, he's just canning out.
Yep, SolidZ has already given up his natural. That's not something we should do all the time. He still only has one gateway. Warp Tech is a little over halfway finished.
From what he's doing, he's giving himself this very small area to build, and with Protoss you need room for your building.
Absolutely, especially if he's going to go into a 4-gate or even start laying down Robotech, you need the room. I mean, any race, you need the room. Mm-hmm. With only one gateway, though, he's contained the roaches with the cannons, but
he's just at a disadvantage because now he's only on one base, whereas Zerg is now mining off 2 bases.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be interesting what SolidZ tries to follow up with this. He continues to lay down cannons, though I think with Warp Gate Tech done, he should just start throwing gateways down.
I'd like to see him maybe start one of these upgrades so that he does have a slight. He doesn't need as many units to take him out.
I don't know if upgrades are going to be a priority right now. I think that just having structures producing units is going to be his thing. It looks like he's going to try and chip away at these roaches with these 2 stalkers, or maybe bait them and lead them back to the cannons. But these roaches have already done a great job. They've knocked out an entire base. They've forced him to clump up at the natural. What SolidZ might want to do now is go take an expansion at what would have been his 3rd.
Mm-hmm. Since he's probably not going to be able to clean this up for a while. If the roaches are right here, can they hit those?
They might. I'm not 100% sure if their range allows that.
Alright, we do have a Spire on the way. Somewhere. Spire.
Alright. Good saturation on both bases from Johnnyboi.
He's about to finish Burrow. I think he has both of those. He has one of the upgrades in for the roaches.
Yeah.
The speed upgrade. Let's see, it looks like these roaches will be cleaned up by these stalkers. One more stalker might go down.
Yep, they're going to go for that weakened stalker. And they might actually get another one, too. I like how SolidZ is using the stalkers to slowly bait those roaches into the cannons. It's not working. Mm-hmm. He needs to transform that gateway into a warp gate. And he should definitely look into expanding, because right now he's clumped together. Burrow is done, so those roaches are going to be able to sit on the ground. They're now at full health. Mm-hmm. And SolidZ stalker's going, where'd they go?
So we do have the armor upgrade halfway done, and he's working on my block boost.
He's looking to rebuild his natural.
Ooh. He needs to get I would say get a Rubble Bay. Although it won't do any good with that Spire almost done.
No, I think he needs to just commit to gateway units, and it looks like he's comfortable with the stalkers to go with that. He does have the Twilight cancel down, so we could perhaps see upgrades to Blink, or maybe he's going higher tech.
I really think he should begin those upgrades, since he's going to be at a disadvantage to the amount of units. He needs them to be stronger.
He's low on resources right now, though.
Still, it's worth it.
It is.
I mean, he has a lot.
But he's not doing it right now, so let's see what he's doing. He's slowly trying to rebuild.
Those roaches could just pop up any time. Johnnyboi is taking his 3rd expansion. He has some defense to Spire up, and he's getting infestation hit down, so he might be going Broodlords.
Broodlords, or maybe he'll start pumping out some infestors.
I don't think so, because the Broodlords will be good against those cannons, since I think they outrange them. You just get that siege unit to go against a turtling Protoss.
I hate the range on Broodlords. I think it's too big.
Isn't it the same as siege tanks?
But siege tanks don't fly.
Yeah, but it's still the same range. Got a bunch more roaches out.
Just because of the cannon placement, he would be able to get a couple hits off and destroy some of those buildings before he was even in range of most of his cannons. This is interesting because I've never seen a Protoss player turtle up like this.
I really don't know how I feel about this Templar Archives.
Well, the Psionic, the Psi Storm does do additional damage to Bio, so it would help. Did that cannon spot those burrowed roaches? Nope, they're out of the range.
Alright. So all Johnnyboi needs to do is come hit this cannon. He's able to run around here.
So let's see. His roaches are in the middle of the map now. He does have infestors on the way.
But he also is getting his hive. So he might be going both brood lords and infestors.
Perhaps maybe going in with some of the infestors now to see if he can do any damage. He's definitely staying up on his macro. Not too much creep spread though.
No. But he's keeping up with his inject larva. Most of these queens are low energy.
Perhaps a couple more tumors down from the one at the main, but probably creep spread would probably be the only thing I'd like to see more of Johnnyboi right now.
SolidZ is getting his Storm tech.
Yes, and let's see, is he going to walk them over to the roaches? Nope. But he did warp in those High Templar early, so they are going to start accumulating energy. This is going to be interesting. It looks like Johnnyboi is denying the third with a puking Overlord.
Mm-hmm. He's starting to saturate his own third.
Let's see, we have the Corruptors on the way and the Greater Sire, so we are going to see
Brood Lords.
Brood Lords.
Let's see, we do have a Rebel Bay going down somewhere. There it is. And those roaches are finally taken out.
But before they died, Johnnyboi did get a chance to glimpse at those High Templar.
He does know almost everything that's going on.
Alright, so we have Infestors, Roaches, and the creep spread is starting to go for Johnnyboi slowly but surely into the middle of the map. I'm ready for an engagement, and it looks like SolidZ is as well.
I just don't think he has an army that can win.
It is very small. He needs to do a couple more rounds of warp-ins. Johnnyboi has been consistently sitting on over 1,000 minerals.
Yeah.
For most of the game.
But he is also on 3 base, and he hasn't really exploded with units yet. I think he's still waiting to see what SolidZ is going to put together. And right now, that's not enough. No, I mean, he might be able to get some lucky storms off, but I just don't see it being enough just with these Brood Lords coming in.
Here come the Brood Lords. We have melee attack and Carapace +2 on the way for Johnnyboi, including 9 more roaches, so he's going to have an excellent ground army to go with those Brood Lords. They're going to need a lot more stalkers if they're going to try and put up with these Brood Lords.
Or he just needs to get some really nice storms off.
He does have a lot of high temps, so this will be interesting if he can get those storms off.
I would like to see him morph some of those into Archons, just to get that splash damage.
Perhaps, but for right now, it looks like he is banking on those storms, and he has a lot of High Templar. The only thing is they're not hotkeyed to another group, so he might have some difficulty in selecting those once the engagement starts. It looks like the Roaches and the Brood Lords are ready to move out, even the Infestors are in the mix. Here we go! It's falling back, so he gets kind of a defensive position.
Here start the Brood Lords.
The Broodlings will start raining down. We have a storm, but it looks like those roaches walk right out of it.
He hit the first storm, however, the second didn't do much. Gets 2 more, 3 more off. Let's see. Gets more off, takes out a couple of those Brood Lords. However, I just don't think it's enough to clean it up, especially with these roaches regenerating. He has this down to see if there's any observers so he can take them out. I just don't see any way he can hold this.
Nope, that wall is slowly going to be taken apart by those Broodlings and Roaches. We'll probably see some more units streaming in now for Johnnyboi, and it looks like SolidZ, unless he can start mustering up a force behind the wall, he's not going to be able to do much. He is sitting on over he had 2,000, almost 2,200 minerals before that last warp cycle. He has Blink now. He's starting to blink under those Brood Lords.
And he did get one of those with that Blink, but it was just a suicide mission for those stuff.
It was. All those roaches underneath are providing great ground cover from the Brood Lords. Let's see. I wonder if he's going to start sniping some of the pylons, start shutting all this down.
With that 2 armor, those storms they just didn't do enough against those roaches.
No, and especially because you do have the regeneration ability of roaches the moment they go to ground. All he has to do is burrow a couple of them and they're back to full health in a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
This natural is slowly but surely getting sacked by all those Broodlings. Can you imagine in Heart of the Swarm when you're going to have Brood Lords and the Swarm host kind of stacked on top of each other? That's going to be a very scary army.
Yes, it is. Well, it looks like this is it. He's starting to get those Immortal out just too late.
Yeah, that initial Roach Burst by Johnnyboi definitely set SolidZ back quite a bit. He loses his primary mining base. It's taking out the Templar Archives right now, and pretty soon those units are going to move up into the main. At this point, SolidZ is just delaying, and I don't know. Well, we do have the GG and the well played. Excellent manners out of SolidZ and Johnnyboi. That was a much better game than Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
It was.
So a shout out to Johnnyboi for sending in his replays, and a Sir GG to SolidZ for putting up a good fight and pretty much doing good, especially for coming off of a very fast Roach timing push. Mm-hmm. So, last words?
If you want to see your own game, make sure to send them in.
Yep, definitely. The email address is down below in the description. So while you're scrolling down, we'd appreciate it if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up and perhaps see if your replay was casted. And of course, we wish you good luck and have fun on your own StarCraft adventures. Excuse me, wow. And in the good, kind words of Iron Sparks,
GG.
GG.